Okay, hello everybody. Thank you for watching yet again another episode of Get Baked with Me. I don't know if you can see from there. I hope so. Probably not. I'm still working on this whole camera crap. Just ignore it. I'm a noob. But I've got candy everywhere. This is going to be a fun recipe because, if you've seen some of my earlier recipes, I like to obviously make a twist on a lot of my food. Being vegetarian, you kind of have to, but this is taking it another classic. It's going to be monkey bread. So I will cut to me actually making this biscuit dough. I made it in my bread maker. And because the fact that I'm actually happy. I didn't even think about it. I just thought like, hey, let's get ahead of the game, make my biscuit dough a day early, let it rise in the fridge, and then I'll come do this video being today, like now. So I did this yesterday and I just thought I was saving myself some time. But guys, you would not believe how off the hook my phone has been today. Like every time I go to hit record, my phone rings, and then I go to hit record and then my phone rings, and then the old man stops by and then it's just, oh my goodness. Oh, and speaking of old man, I'm just going to get the elephant out of the room because I'm going to try not to turn my head so far, but there's a landing strip on the back. We're not going to question it. I can only shave so far on my head, and the old man forgot. And I mean, the man's got a job, so I'm not going to make him late for work to shave my head. So it is what it is. Just going to have to deal with it. I don't care. If I look crazy, I look crazy. So this recipe, you can do as I do and make this dough, which again, I'm going to show you here in a minute. Or you can just get a biscuit dough. I'm sure Pillsbury's got them. I'm sure other brands got them. So it's going to be really easy. I've got the usual things you would see if you did a monkey bread, which is half a cup of melted butter, some cinnamon, and some brown sugar. I believe it's 1 cup of this, 2 teaspoons of this, and my half a cup of melted butter. So it's actually really easy. We're going to mix this up in my pumpkin bowl. I finally found a use for it. This, we're going to roll it out. So it's almost like a 9x9 kind of square. I have behind me, you're not be able to tell. But I have this mat back here, which I have permanently on my counter. It just comes off for cleaning, but not only does it have this cool little thing in the center for rolling out pies and stuff, but it's got, an inch measure on this edge. So what I'll be doing is I'll be taking it back here to roll it out. I got to move my sparkly guys and hope. Oh, I'm like, I didn't even think about it. I just put sparkles on my counter. That's going to live there forever. That's okay. I'll clean it really good. It is what it is. But yeah, so I'm going to roll mine out back here on some wax paper, and try not to get any sparkles in it and get my 9x9 square kind of figured out. And then I'm going to cut it, and it's going to get tossed into this mixture in here, and then into some muffin tins, and then in will come all of these goodies I have. So your kid came home maybe with too much chocolate, maybe you took a parent tax, or maybe you're like me and you go to the store the day after Halloween and see what's left over and buy it so you've got some good munchies at home. I mean, no judgment here, guys. I love all of this. The fact that it's still here is amazing because the box these came from is gone already. Gone. Don't have it. So that's what happens. Munchies happen. So, let's get into this dough. I'll show you how I made the dough. And, I don't think you need to see me roll it out. I'm not actually going to roll it out. I'm just going to pat it out with my hands. I'm not actually rolling this one. And, yeah, I probably could cut it here. I don't see why not. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing in these. I'm so freaking baked already. I shouldn't be doing this. It's later in the day than it's supposed to be, guys. I was supposed to do this when I was still fried chicken. Now I kind of feel like chicken and I'm a vegetarian.
Stars and moonlight light our way. In your arms I want to stay. From dawn to dusk and night to day. Our love flows in a sacred ballet. Good vibes only when I'm with you. The wind whispers love so true. Blessed with his love. Good vibes only when I'm with you. The wind whispers love so true. Blessed by the skies above. God blesses our love every day.
All right, there we go. Ta-da! Now we have biscuit dough. Again, if you want to use canned biscuits, go ahead, use canned biscuits. Judgment-free zone. Especially, I mean, I'm putting this recipe out for the day after Halloween when there should still be candy in some of your kids' containers, I would hope. So that way you can snatch them to make this, but, it's understandable that you'd be maybe a little tired if you'd taken your kids out the night before to go trick-or-treating, and then you gotta deal with that nice sugar crash and all that good stuff. So again, if you want to just go buy some frozen biscuits, by all means. Doesn't mean you can't do this another day and make biscuits from scratch. So fun way, I think, to stretch things along. So okay, I've got my muffin tin ready. As you can see, I am using a jumbo muffin tin. So most recipes for monkey bread I have found are either regular muffin tins or like giant Bundt cans or pans, not cans, pans. And that's way too much for me. So I want to do it in these. I don't want to do a big Bundt can because I want them to kind of be like individuals. So I'm gonna start off pretty simple here. It's just gonna be me cutting this. I'm not sure how I want to do it just yet. I mean, these pieces are gonna rise, so I would think that I would want little chunks. I mean, I'm just gonna fill it up anyways, so I wouldn't think size matters. Does it? It happens. So, yeah, that's it. When I did a quick read over monkey breads and what you do, most of them say that you, roll your little bits of dough here. So let's see how many we've got. 2, 4, 6, 7. So if I did that again, yeah, okay. So I think I can get quite a few. We're just going to keep going. I don't see the point in doing a precise measurement for something like this. These things are going to rise. And I mean, does it really matter if they're really small? I mean, I guess not too big if you're doing a smaller muffin tin than this, and obviously not too big, it doesn't fit in the muffin tin, but I don't see the issue here with just winging it. This is quite satisfying. I know you can't see because it's cutting towards me and not you, but it's very satisfying to watch. But so this is pretty much a gist of it. I don't want to cut it all up right away because this is going to be one of those things where it's got to sit and rise for a bit, and then I'm going to cook them in batches. So I'm just going to do a little bit to start. But if you've ever made buns, it's really easy. You just kind of pinch the centers down and twist. Almost think like a balloon. And you can kind of pinch it down on itself and make a little ball out of it. It's a little trickier when they're smaller, but the fun part is you've got lots to go. And they don't have to be perfect. Again, you can just sit there and just do this. That's just as acceptable. So all we'll do is that. It goes into this mixture that I've got here. I might have to reheat it. It cooled down in my bowl. That was crazy. That's okay. I'll heat it up a little bit. Okay, so maybe don't let your butter solidify like mine did. So technically, we roll it in here, let's pretend, and then it goes in here. So pretty simple. And I'll show you the assembly because that's where we're going to put the chocolate in as well. So I'll be back. Okay, we're back. I don't want to burn myself here. These things are usually hotter than they look. I just put it in the microwave for a little bit just to get the butter melted again. Yeah, my bowl wasn't in the fridge, guys, so I don't know why it turned my mixture to ice. I did not take that long. This is not day 3, I promise you. This is not day 3. But that's okay. It happens. Okay, so rolled guy into the mixture. I should get some tongs or something to scoop this out. Okay, let's try the tongs. Let's see if they'll work. Oh yeah, okay. Just like that. Ah! Don't drop it like I did. And then into the container. So there we go. We've got one in. I'm sure it's gonna slide around. And I'm just gonna do that really quickly and get the bottom layers, and then we'll come back to what the chocolate's for. Okay, so that's all we're gonna put in that for right now. I still got one in here, but now we're gonna get to the good stuff. So this is where you have a choice. If you don't have as much chocolate to work with or budget, you don't have to use like a whole chocolate bar per. I know nowadays they're smaller. I get it. I got bigger, so everything else got smaller, but I think that's a load of BS. This crap was much bigger when I was a kid. So what you're going to do is take your chocolate bar. So in this case, I've chosen a Mars bar. And if you can see, we're just going to nuzzle it in there the best we can, kind of in the middle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to surround this with another layer of monkey bread. And what's going to happen is in the stove, when this bad boy is cooking, that chocolate bar is going to melt throughout. And when you go to take your monkey bread out, you can sit there and you can pull it apart and get bits of chocolate with it. So I'm sure, like, I had muffin, like, liners out. I don't see why you couldn't do this in a muffin liner. But, I mean, most of the recipes I see don't actually call for one. So I'm not going to use it. Is that going to bite me in the butt? I don't know. It could. I haven't figured that out yet. I mean, there's a good chance that all of this is just going to stay in the bottom. So we'll find out. You just never know. So when you're picking your chocolate, obviously pick something that you like that goes well with like a nice cinnamon sugar. Again, if you've watched any of my earlier videos, I have one that seems to be pretty popular there. It's just my cinnamon buns, but the twist is I used pumpkin, and I also did a homemade caramel sauce on top instead of just your usual icing kind of glaze. So this is another kind of like I'm gonna wing it. I wanted a snack. I wanted something different. I've made something like this once in my lifetime, and it kind of stuck with me. To be honest with you though, I don't see this recipe around anywhere. So I don't know. Maybe it's a failure, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do the best I can to cover this. I think this will be the last one. Maybe I'll just elongate it a bit so it fits the gap like a puzzle piece instead of a ball. It's like a little grub. And then that's it. I mean, that's not obviously it. I have to do that 1,800 more times, but so there. That's kind of what you're going for. Now, again, this is going to rise a little bit. I am doing mine with a dough that, it's done its initial rise, its first rise in the fridge. Normally with things like this, like if you were making a bun, you'd let it sit for, I don't know, anywhere from 30 minutes to a couple hours, all depends, and let it rise some more. So I'm not going to let these get too crazy. I mean, I don't want them more than what you would see a giant muffin at, but it's just the same process. So another cup, another candy. This is the one I'm most excited for because I know that this is a candy, candy coated. Whereas these guys, it's just straight up chocolate on the outside, chocolate on the inside. So this I expect to melt. These, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to be like little melty eggs that you got to crack in the middle. I have no idea. But we'll find that out at the end when we go to crack into these. Obviously, I'm just going to alternate. What do I have left? I got Snickers, Smarties, and the M&Ms. So that'll cover up. Don't drop in the butter. That'll cover up another 3, and then I'll pick 2 more for the bonus. And then, of course, I've got plenty more dough to do this a few more times. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be delicious. I hope you guys make these recipes and don't just watch me. But if you only get the luxury of just watching me, I mean, again, if you check my descriptions, I'll let you know where I've made mistakes so that way you don't have to. And if I don't say anything, it's probably because it was really freaking good, and just leave it as it is. But to all my meat eaters out there, again, just substitute the meat where I don't. It's that simple. If you think that whatever I'm cooking would go good with some beef or some pork or some chicken, then you do you. You know, add it in. Just look at me as a really healthy way of adding in a lot more vegetables into your diets. And in this case, things like this will have a lot more sweets as well. But in moderation, share. Don't eat them all yourself. Okay. I did a little bit of a cleanup because the fact that I forgot to put my mic on. It was back there. So I can't wait to edit this because it's going to sound great. But this is it. All the dough. I ended up using it in all these. This is the first one we did. So you can see it's already risen up. And you can't see what's inside. So it's kind of a surprise, which will be nice for when the old man picks one. Because I don't know what's in them. I just know there's chocolate. And of course, I grabbed more than I needed. So now I've got some munchies while I wait for this to rise and then bake. So, again, let it rise maybe 30 minutes, an hour-ish. It all depends what you got going on. I would say there isn't too much, but if these things start rolling down, you've left it too long. But, timing is going to be iffy. I'm going to say 15 to 20 minutes because Bundt pans, I always say cans. Why am I saying cans? Bundt pans. That's probably why I'm saying cans. Bundt pans are like 35 minutes. Smaller muffin tins are like 14 minutes. So I'm just going to ballpark it somewhere between 15 to 20. Either way, as long as it's not, even if it's burnt, I'll probably get it. As long as it's not burnt though, I'll be happy. So that's it. That's our final product of our jumbo monkey bread with hidden surprises from our candy hauls this year. So I hope it's something you make, try. Again, great way to use up some everyday chocolates and cut back on what your kids get and maybe make something for yourself. Hey guys, just wanted to let you know here, I was reading about putting plastic wrap on the Bundt pans, and I think it's a way to kind of form them to squish in together. So, I just wanted to update you because I've done a quick wrap on this, and I'm probably going to leave it for about an hour or so. I did it as tight as I could, and then I'll be popping them in the oven. So, I guess just quick update. I don't know if this makes a difference, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, guys, I'm just cutting in really quick here because I'm just watching a show myself, but you gotta see this. They have poured out absolutely everywhere. I may have overdone the monkey bread. Yeah. Okay, guys, first of all, I'm gonna apologize for the sound in these last 3 clips because I'm sure it's gonna be different because I am not wearing my mic, but I'll do what I can in editing. But, yeah. I probably should have done 2 of these because, I mean, this is fantastic. I'm not angry. I thought something like this was going to happen during Rising, so I was smart and I put this tray underneath just to be safe, and look at that. You can definitely tell where the Smarties and M&Ms are. Some of the chocolate bars, I think this is a Mars bar, has pushed its way up. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna try one out of here. This is just, I gotta make sure this dough's done. It looks like it's okay. And then I'm just gonna dip it into this chocolate bar. Oh, come on, get some more. Oh yeah. That's cooked. Let me take the other end and just double check. There it is. Fully cooked on the inside. I know it's hard to tell because I scrunched it, but that is delicious. So worth it. Learn from my mistakes, or don't, and do it like I did and just put a baking sheet under it. Because, I mean, this is kind of fun. I can't wait to tear into all of this. Honestly, they both kind of held their coatings, didn't they? Just a quick check here. Huh. Still fun and delicious.